Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pain Train. Continuing on with my video game environment series, here's my top 5 highway stages and areas in video games. Hopefully this is apparent from the title, but this is my list of favorites. This is heavily influenced by my own subjectiveness and biases, but I will try to explain as thoroughly as I can why each area appeals to me. Also, I will be upfront with the fact that I am a Nintendo fanboy, and as such, most entries are going to be from those games. However, I am limiting it to one entry per series for each video, otherwise certain series would dominate these rankings. I'm going to touch on aesthetics, level design, and music. Without any further ado, let's go! At number 5, we have Motor Scooter Daredevil from Super Mario Odyssey. I wouldn't blame you if you were surprised all the entries weren't from racing games, but Odyssey has a surprisingly fun minigame section where you use a motor scooter, and once you press a P-switch timer, a strange portion of highway appears and you have to drive to get to the next section before the timer runs out. Otherwise the highway will disappear and Mario will fall into the abyss below. It sounds simple in concept, but this speed platforming can be quite tough. The timers are tight, there are tanks firing at you, and it can be tricky to turn the scooter. The first time I did this moon mission, I failed multiple times, mostly because of the stair-stepping section. I don't think highways are supposed to work like that. The music is not specific to this section, and it sounds more like standard Mario boss music, which this section, while tough, doesn't quite match. I mostly like this area for its toughness. There's even an alternate narrow path that gives you an additional moon. This isn't your typical highway stage, but it satisfies my challenging platform niche. Next at number 4 are the highways from Grand Theft Auto 5. I never really got to play the GTAs growing up, but in college my roommate had Grand Theft Auto 4, and I was obsessed with just driving around messing with other drivers or trying to escape the police. Once I got to try number 5, it was the same sensation, but there were more out in the country highways, and changing up the scenery really helps highways stand out. When you have the radio off, there's no music, just the sounds of your vehicle and the other cars on the road. But in a game where realism is very important, that makes more sense. Where this game separates from most racing games I enjoy is 1, your car is not indestructible, and 2, the available weapons can cause things to get real messy. But that in itself can keep things exciting, and I will always enjoy hopping on this game for a spin. Coming in at number 3 is Corrupted from Mega Man X. This is the intro stage for the game, and it shows the antagonist attacking a highway full of vehicles, and it's X's job to stop them. I really like how this level drops you in mid-destruction, and you have to gather the plot as you go. Cars are fleeing as robots attack and destroy the highway. Robots will drop spikes that create pits that you have to be wary of. Luckily, X has the wall jump ability that really helps give you a second chance. Later on in the stage, a giant airship will drop vehicles that will try to run you down, and you can shoot them or jump on top of them as they speed by. Mega Man X has some of the best music in all of video games, and this opening stage starts off with a bang, with an intense and intimidating beat. At the end of the stage you run into Vile, who completely outclasses and destroys you. One of my favorite video game tropes is introducing a villain that whoops you in the beginning, to give you a measuring tool by the end of the game. Fortunately, Zero, one of the coolest robots in the series, comes to your aid, and for now, you are spared. In second place is Radical Highway from Sonic Adventure 2. Sonic actually has quite a few highway stages as a high-speed platformer, but my favorite is actually a nighttime level played by his dark counterpart. Shadow has stolen a Chaos Emerald from the city, and has to evade the police and the government to escape. This is not a conventional highway at all, considering the very broken pathways, death pits, and literal loop-de-loops that no car could hope to traverse. This stage is actually one of my favorite aesthetics. Nighttime highway or city areas are extremely enjoyable to drive through in real life, so that gives this stage a big boost. Musically, it is a fast-paced and yet subdued theme, which of course Shadow always has to be a bit emo. The literal name of this track is Vengeance is Mine. Enemies include the Gun Beetles, Hunters, and Fighter Jets. This stage puts a premium on performing tricks, which allows you to soar to different parts of the level and navigate faster, and I always enjoy games that reward better gameplay with new areas. Highways and speed always goes together, and no one does speed better than Sega. And number 1 goes to the highways from Need for Speed Most Wanted. Rather surprisingly, this is the only pure racing game on the entire list, and it's also the racing game I've played and enjoyed the most by far. Once you've risen the blacklist rank and gotten better and faster cars, cruising the highways surrounding Rosewood and downtown Rockport are an absolute blast. But by far the most entertaining part of the highways of this game are getting into high-speed police chases. The chases in this game are my favorite, especially level 3 and up. The helicopter gets involved, you have to dodge spike strips, and the police are extremely aggressive, even sending giant SUVs to crash into you head on. My favorite part of the highway is the loops near the stadium, which if you slam into the police with the right car can flip you onto the complete other loop of the highway. Most of the soundtrack are actual songs, which I can't play here, otherwise I'll get in trouble, but the police chase section has its own music that's intense and anxiety-inducing. The thrill and variance of vehicles and situations make this my favorite highway in gaming. So what did you think of the list? Who did I leave off? Who shouldn't be on here? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please drop a like, subscribe, follow on various social media in the description below. Keep an eye out for more biome rankings in the future. And as always, have a blessed day.